calling to order the Monday, October 5th, 2015 regular meeting of the 35th Council of the City of Berkley. Ms. Boucher, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Baker.
Here.
Councilmember Blanchard.
Here.
Councilmember Edgar. Councilmember Kadekel.
Here.
Councilmember Stedman.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Turbeck.
Here.
Mayor O'Dwyer.
Here. The first order of business is the approval of tonight's agenda. Is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
Move to approve tonight's agenda.
Moved to approve by Councilmember Kadekel with support by Councilmember Baker. Are there any changes, additions? Hearing none, then Ms. Boucher, would you please call the roll?
Blanchard.
Yes.
Kadekel.
Yes.
Stedman.
Yes.
Turbeck.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
O'Dwyer.
Yes. And now would you please stand for the invocation? I see Pastor Matt Brunner is with us.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you and thank you for such a beautiful day here in October. Lord, I pray that you bless tonight's City Council meeting. I pray that you give wisdom to each of the City Council members, that you would give them discretion on every decision tonight and every topic. Lord, I pray for our city and our community, that you would watch over us and watch over every family and every individual, and provide for those in need, and help us to all be thankful for what we have here in Berkley. Lord, I pray also for the schools, for our school system, Lord, that you would watch over the students and help them to learn as they are given their education so that they could have a brighter future. And Lord, I pray for the teachers as they continue to grow these bright young minds. And Lord, I just pray that you would watch over us and continue to give us grace to one another and be generous with one another, and that we would do what is right in your sight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now we come to the citizens' comments portion of tonight's meeting, when you may present your thoughts on issues that are not included on tonight's agenda. Council members will not engage you in discussion. If your concern needs to be addressed by a member of city staff or a department of the city, please sign your name on the sheet provided at the clerk's table. You may speak on a specific agenda item when it is being discussed. When you come to the microphone, please state your name and city of residence. And I understand the Chief is up first tonight. Yes. Chief Eshman.
Hi. Come on up here. Come on. There you go. Mike Crum. He was appointed to the Berkley Public Safety Department in 1998. Through a competitive exam and assessment process, he was promoted to sergeant and subsequently to the rank of lieutenant. For the past 5 years, Mike has been the officer in charge of the Detective Bureau, where he set an unprecedented, exemplary record of convictions on major cases. Mike is intelligent, intuitive, energetic, versatile, and dedicated, and he possesses outstanding people skills. He has a bachelor's degree in public safety administration and is currently working on a master's degree in emergency management and homeland security at Eastern Michigan University. I feel fortunate to have an officer of Mike's caliber to now promote to the rank of Deputy Director.
Wow.
Yep. Here's your certificate. And just repeat after me. I, Michael Crum,
I, Michael Crum,
having been duly appointed
having been duly appointed
as the Deputy Public Safety Director
as a Deputy Public Safety Director
for the City of Berkley,
for the City of Berkeley
Public Safety Department,
Public Safety
do
Department,
hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the laws and Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the laws and Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Berkeley,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Berkeley,
and I will perform the duties of my office
and I will perform the duties of my office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Director Ashman, for those kind words. I do appreciate it. And thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council, and Madam City Manager for this opportunity. It is an honor to be standing before you today receiving this promotion. But I'd be remiss if I didn't introduce a few people who've aided me in getting here. First, and I've been told most importantly, my beautiful wife, Amanda. and my 3 children, Andrew, Sydney, and Lily. My family has been very understanding with the long work hours and the calls in the middle of the night. In addition, my parents, Larry and Ruth Crum, They started me on this path of hard work and commitment, showing me family values. To my field training officers, Lieutenant Jim Smith, Sergeant Tom Zenzel, and Officer Mark DeBoer, I think we're all here. The knowledge that these individuals supplied me still guides me today. And to Lieutenant Raymond Hella, who was my mentor as a young sergeant attempting to figure out my new role. He may be the only man in the room who's yelled at me more than my father. And I say man because my mother and wife are excluded out of that. But thanks, Ray, for the guidance. And it's obviously my fault. I only listen when you yell. Director Richard Eshman has answered all my questions, even when I ask them over and over and over and over again. He has been patient and willing to assist me throughout my career. But last and certainly not least are my coworkers. I am truly blessed to work with amazing men and women who are unquestionably committed to their community. They and all that they have accomplished is truly why I am here today. It is my hope that I can work as relentlessly for them as they have worked for me. I am confident that working together, we will make the next year with the Berkeley Public Safety Department a great one. Thank you again for your confidence in me.
Thank you, Deputy Chief.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Awesome. Yeah. Congratulations.
Glad I made it. You're telling me she's deputy.
You did it. You did it.
Thanks for keeping all that short. I would never say.
Thank you, Mike, and Deputy Chief, and your colleagues are here in great numbers in support of you, and that is a high tribute to the quality of your leadership and the quality of their character. And thank you to the family for being here as well in support.
That pretty well took care of the crowd, didn't it?
Well, this clears out the meeting.
We'll watch on TV.
Very good, very good. Well, thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
That really did clear up half the room. More than half the room.
More than half the room is right. We will continue now with the citizens' comments.
Hi, I'm Khadijah Walker-Fobbs, and I'm here today to just talk a little bit about the great news and share what we're doing with the Berkeley School District. I am the founder and president of the Berkeley African American Parent Network, and also the founder of the Saturdays for Success program, which is a program that we run for the whole Berkeley School District every fall, and we're going into our 4th year. And I got a chance to speak a little bit to a few of the council members recently, and just wanted to share a little bit about the good news. It's so fitting this week when we're celebrating the 175th anniversary of the Berkley School District and the great news about Pattengill being a national Blue Ribbon winner. I have 3 children in the district, 2 at Pattengill and 1 at Anderson. And what we have started here with the network is a program that we offer literacy and math supports to kindergartners through 12th grade. This is our 4th year. We average 100 students registered every year that we've done it, so it really speaks to the need that's being filled and the way that we're able to support and serve students in the district. So over the past 4 years, we have reached 380 students out of 5,000 in our district, and we're continuing to go strong this fall. We just started last week, and we're excited for another great session and season where we can work with our kindergarten through 12th grade students and just keep pushing along and working towards closing those achievement gaps. So we're really happy to be part of this equation in solving some of these achievement gaps issues. And with that, I'd like to also introduce one of our executive board members, Sheila.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Sheila Brown. I am a Berkley resident for 4 years. I have 2 children that attend Pattengill Elementary, 1st and 2nd grade. And just kind of as to speak as a testimonial of the Saturdays for Success program and the resources that the Berkley African American Parent Network have provided for my family. Once again, I was very impressed with the work being done. Children usually don't like to wake up Saturday mornings and say, hey, let's go to school. But this is our 3rd year for the Saturdays for Success program for my children. And this is my 2nd year in volunteering, and now 2nd year sitting on the executive board committee. So again, we welcome any Berkley School District members that would like to enroll in Saturdays for Success. We still welcome registrations, and we just want to thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you for being here.
I would like to also add that it is a volunteer-run organization, so we're able to serve those 100 students with a wonderful crew of volunteers and some of our teachers from the school district, and that because we want it to be affordable for everybody, nobody excluded, we're able to run this program at a low cost of $10 for free and reduced lunch students for the whole 8 weeks and $20 for non-free and reduced. So with that, thank you for your time, Councilman and Mayor.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? I see our state rep down there, and I'm sure he will not pass up the opportunity to come to the microphone.
Hand out cards as well. Wouldn't be a good politician if I didn't have cards with me to hand out. Was here, I guess Officer Crum's no longer here, but wanted to congratulate him. Well deserved. And I know I played in a golf outing with him recently, so I know it wasn't for his golf game, and it's definitely for what he's been doing here in the community. Just a wonderful person and a great asset to Berkley, that's for sure. Just want to come check in, say hello, also let everyone know about upcoming coffee hours that we're hosting. We're having one here in Berkley on October 30th from 10:30 to noon at the library. Oops, let me see here. Yep, 10:30 to noon at the library. And if people aren't able to make it to that, we have some other ones scheduled, and feel free to come to any and all. Hazel Park, at the Hazel Park Library from 6:30 to 8 p.m. on October 29th. So we try to have one in the evening, one in the afternoon, so that depending on people's schedules, some might work during the day, some might work in the evening. Want to make sure that it's, anyone and everyone's able to attend at least one. And then we have one in Ferndale on November 19th from 6:30 to 8 at Java Hut, and then November 20th at the Pleasant Ridge Community Center from 10 to 11:30 a.m. So those are some of the upcoming coffee hours we're hosting. As far as what's going on in Lansing, I wish I had more to report to you, although I don't know if I talked about it here, but sometimes I'm okay with us not doing things in Lansing because being in the minority party, I'm not always a fan of what is going on in Lansing. So the roads, obviously nothing has happened so far to fix our roads. I'm sure people know. The quadrant leaders, so the leaders on the Senate side and the leaders on the House side, as well as the governor, have been meeting and discussing a fix, but nothing as of now. And they haven't really spoken with some of us individual members to tell us kind of what's going on. Our leader is telling us kind of what's going on a little bit behind the scenes, but they haven't approached us. So as of right now, I wish I could report something different, but we don't have anything as far as a plan to fix the roads, which I know is a big issue. And I mean, here in Berkley, obviously, everyone knows what a difference it can make on Coolidge, which is smooth driving, a lot nicer than the roller coaster ride it was before. And that's something we would love to do throughout the district and throughout the state. But there's some other legislation I'm working on as well, and I will keep people posted on one specifically with the tragic situation that happened in Oregon with the shooting at the school there. There are some bills that I've been working on that will hopefully stop things like that from happening here in Michigan. Some common sense legislation that you'll look and see probably 90% of people in the United States support common sense restrictions and making sure that guns don't get into the wrong hands. And something I'm working on with some of my colleagues, we will introduce some this week, and we'll continue working on that to make sure that we keep everyone here in Michigan safe. So that's one of the things I'm working on, in addition to many others. We got a lot of balls in the air that we're juggling. But like I said, I just want to come here, obviously for Officer Crum, to say hello to all of you, because I feel like it's been a couple weeks, if not a couple months, since I've been here. Actually, I don't even know if it's been that long. But regardless, want to come say hello. Also, congratulate the mayor. I'm sure everyone knows, or if they haven't heard already, they saw the article. It was the Irish American Society of Michigan. Is that what it is? A well-deserved honor, and with some other amazing people. So congratulations on that as well to you. And so with that, if anyone has any questions, if there's anything I can do, again, I encourage any and all residents to come out to the coffee hours. And if you can't make it, as always, I'll give the phone number, 517-373-0478. Please call the office with any questions or concerns. And email is robertwittenberg@house.mi.gov. So I'm always accessible. I'm always happy to help. So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come here and say hello. So any questions, anything I can help with? Sure.
Attorney.
Representative Wittenberg, I'm wondering if there's an expected timeline that you're aware of on the medical marijuana bills that recently came out of committee and I think are now before the State House.
So yeah, they came out of committee. I have not seen them on the agenda so far on the House floor. So my understanding is that there are still things being worked out. What came out of committee is probably not what's going to be presented to us on the House floor. There's still a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. So with that, I don't have much to report. And I'll let you know. That's for sure. We know, yeah, absolutely. And I know, with my work on the Tri-Community Coalition, we're staying on top of this. And for those that have been following, there are also 3 organizations that are working on ballot initiatives to have something on the ballot for 2016. And so, we want to make sure that it's done right and it's done properly, if that's the way it's going to happen. And obviously this is a separate issue as far as the medical marijuana, but they're definitely related. But if there's ever anything, if you have concerns specifically, reach out to me, let me know. I'm always happy to hear all sides of the issue. I want to know kind of where people stand on it, because I want to be a voice of the community and know where people stand on all the issues, and especially on something as important as this. So I'll keep you posted.
Very good. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else wishing to come to the microphone? Seeing none, then we move on to the next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Ms. Boucher, would you please read the items on tonight's consent agenda?
Approval of the minutes. Matter of approving the minutes of the regular 35th City Council meeting on Monday, September 21st, 2015. Proclamation number P1015. Matter of congratulating the Berkley School District on the occasion of its 175th anniversary. Proclamation P1115. Matter of recognizing Mayor Ron Gilham on the occasion of his retirement from the city of Huntington Woods. Ordinance number 00515, matter of considering the second reading of an ordinance to amend the Chapter 38 Civil Emergencies of the Berkley City Code to modify regulations relating to emergency preparedness. Full copy of this ordinance is posted for 10 days at the Berkley City Hall, Library, and Community Center.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Councilmember Stedman with support by Councilmember Blanchard. Ms. Boucher, would you please call the roll on the consent agenda?
Beckel?
Yes.
Beckman?
Yes.
Turbrack?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Blanchard?
Yes.
O'Dwyer?
Yes. And now we move to the regular agenda. Ms. Boucher, would you please read item number 1 on tonight's regular agenda?
Recognitions, presentations, matter of any recognitions or presentations from the consent agenda.
I've asked Councilmember Stedman to read Proclamation 1015.
This is a proclamation of the Council of the City of Berkley, Michigan, to congratulate the Berkley School District on the occasion of its 175th anniversary. Whereas the Berkley School District began in 1840 as the Royal Oak Township School District Number 7 and was housed inside the Blackman School, located on the corner of Coolidge Highway and Catalpa Road. In 1901, the South School was built on the corner of Coolidge Highway and 11 Mile Road to replace Blackman. And whereas between 1918 and 1925, Angel, Pattengill, and Burton schools were added to the school district. In 1920, the South School was closed. The Berkley School was built on the corner of Berkley Avenue and Catalpa Road, where it remained until the Berkley High School opened in 1949. Avery and Rogers Elementary Schools, along with Norup and Anderson Middle Schools, were added to the district in the 1950s. And whereas the district currently serves more than 4,500 students from Berkley, Huntington Woods, and Oak Park, the district is comprised of 1 child care and early learning center, 4 elementary schools, 1 middle school, 1 high school, and 1 international baccalaureate world school. And whereas in 2015, Pattengill Elementary School was one of only 13 schools across the state of Michigan to be named a National Blue Ribbon School by the U.S. Department of Education. And whereas the Berkley High School, offering 24 advanced placement and college-level courses, experiences a 98% graduation rate and was named by the Washington Post as one of the most challenging schools in 2015. Therefore, the City of Berkley hereby proclaims and celebrates the Berkley School District's 175th anniversary, following its mission to guide, encourage, and support each and every learner in the quest to realize his or her full potential. Introduced and passed this 5th day of October 2015 at a regular meeting of the Berkley City Council. Phil O'Dwyer, Mayor.
Thank you. Do we have someone here from the school district? Okay, well, we will pass that along to the superintendent in the next few days. And now I've asked our Mayor Pro Tem, Dan Turbrack, to read Proclamation 1115.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A proclamation of the Council of the City of Berkley, Michigan, recognizing Mayor Ron Gillum on the occasion of his retirement from the City of Huntington Woods. Whereas Ron Gillum began his civil service career in 1972 as a member of the Huntington Woods Zoning Board of Appeals. In 1977, Ron Gillum became a commissioner for the City of Huntington Woods. And in 1981, Mr. Gillum was elected as the mayor of Huntington Woods. And whereas during his tenure, Mayor Gillum won the Southeast Michigan Council of Governments Regional Ambassador Award, along with the Michigan Municipal League's Michael A. Guido Award. Mayor Gillum served as the Vice President of the Michigan Municipal League Board and as Chair of the Southeast Oakland County Mayors Association. And whereas in 2015, Mayor Gillum serves as the Vice President of the Michigan Association of Mayors, Mayor Gillum will retire after 34 years of service as mayor of the City of Huntington Woods, ending his tenure as one of the longest-serving mayors in the state of Michigan. And whereas it has been a pleasure working with Mayor Gillum, who has been a strong supporter, a good friend, and good neighbor to the City of Berkley. Therefore, the City of Berkley hereby proclaims and celebrates the long-standing career and achievements of Mayor Ron Gillum as we acknowledge his 34-plus years of service as civic leader and as mayor of Huntington Woods, and wish him the best in his retirement and every future endeavor. Introduced and passed this 5th day of October 2015 at a regular meeting of the Berkley City Council. Phil O'Dwyer, Mayor.
Thank you. And we will make sure that Mayor Gillum receives this proclamation at the State of the City presentation on Friday, October 16th. So thank you for reading that. Ms. Boucher, would you please read item number 2 on tonight's agenda?
Ordinance number 00615, matter of considering the first reading of an ordinance to amend Chapter 94 signs, Section 94-11, general requirements, illuminated signs, and Section 94-13, permit procedure of the Berkeley City Code. Set date certain, October 19, 2015.
Is there a motion to approve 0615?
Move to approve.
Move to approve by Councilmember Cadecle, support by Councilmember Blanchard. Mr. Sessa.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Under this item, I'm pleased to report that the Planning Commission has reviewed this, and they did have a public hearing regarding this matter as early as July 28th, 2015. And I know, as you can read the memorandum that was put together by Ms. Vanson, that they have been doing much work on this ordinance. So with that, I don't know if Ms. Vanson is with us this evening. There she is. She could come up and just simply go over this proposed amendment. Ms. Vanson.
Good evening. Whole podium moved. Planning Commission was looking at this since March 2014. We've had a couple of new sign additions that are using the LED technology, which looks really different. And there were some concerns not only about the halo effect of some signs, but also the brightness of a few of them. And we did a lot of research. I did a lot of research, and the Planning Commission got a lot of the research, and there was a lot of math. And essentially, you have illuminance and you have luminance, and never the two shall meet, despite a lot of math. A luminance meter costs about 10 times as much as what our illuminance meter costs.
There you go.
And at this point in time, it did not seem to be worth it for 2 signs. So essentially, we measured the signs, or I measured the signs and reported the findings back to the Planning Commission, and we have come up with a basis that is based in reality of actual signage that we have in the city of what we believe would be fair. And as this is a sign ordinance, not zoning, it is something that we can, within a reasonable period of giving the people a reasonable period of time to amend their sign. And again, there's technology. Most signs can be dialed down because there was a concern about the safety of one of the signs being just too bright, especially on early mornings driving out of the city. So if this is passed, we will, give them appropriate notice and let them know that they need to dial down the sign a bit. So we based what would be the amount of light that could come out of the sign based upon an existing sign that we haven't had an issue with. And we also did some other cleanup language, again, we may require an engineer to certify it if we're concerned about it. That's something that the city can do. And are there any questions?
Any questions for Ms. Vanson? Councilmember Blanchard.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've been involved in this a little bit. This is a very, very complicated issue with the thing saying that now 14-foot candles. Can we ensure that the LED lights will be covered under that? And that's not going to. Is there a mathematical calculation? I know you said they did a lot of math, but I don't know that there's a direct mathematical calculation for that.
There isn't. It would apply to any sign, and essentially it can't exceed 14-foot candles at night, measured from the property line. So we have a light meter that measures foot candles, and based upon how we measured the signs in question, it's just sticking it up in front of the sign at the property line and seeing if 14-foot candles hits it. Now that means a sign further away that's set back, let's say, can be brighter because by the time it reaches the property line, it will have faded. If it's a sign right on the property line, you got to dial it back, but more so, but that you're perceiving it brighter because it's closer to you. So that was a discussion the Planning Commission had, but this seemed to be the fairest given the safety issues that had brought this forward.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other questions? But clearly safety is a major issue.
Yeah, spots before your eyes at night is not good.
That is not good. Exactly right. So this seems to be a wise direction for us to take. And I paid attention to the Planning Commission discussion of this. and the mathematics.
Did you stay
and,
awake?
And the calculus and calculations of these folks. And it certainly has been scrutinized and carefully analyzed by the Planning Commission, and I'm very comfortable supporting this recommendation. No one else has anything else to say on this? So then, Ms. Boucher, would you please call the roll on Ordinance 0615?
Stedman?
Yes.
Turbrack?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Blanchard?
Yes.
Kadeco?
Yes.
O'Dwyer?
Yes. And now, Ms. Boucher, would you please read item number 3?
Motion number M6415, matter of authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with DataBank IMX to provide scanning services for the city's building department for an amount not to exceed $14,800, as stipulated in its proposal. Funding from account number 101-371-818-000.
Is there a motion to approve M6415?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Councilmember Baker.
Support.
Support by Councilmember Stedman. Mr. Sessa.
Council, the way we maintain our documents today is so important. We just can't keep them on shelves or continue to even utilize paper today to keep much of our documents. It's not as simple as it was long ago. I can tell you that staff has been looking at this matter for a long time as well, and it's also part of our IT plan to eventually make sure that all of our city documents are scanned so that we can view them in a quick, easy manner as the years go by. But we decided to start with the city's planning department because they have so many important documents that are critical for our use. And I know that the city planner has gone through extensive measures to go out and develop an RFP and come up with a proposal. But before saying any further, I'd like for her to just simply explain or talk a little bit about the process and why we are recommending DataBank as the preferred contractor.
Sure.
Ms. Vanson.
So for folks listening at home, the building department is required by state law to keep all of building plans for forever. That means we have plans for the original fire hall since 1929. Now, anybody that's looked at old photos or any old documents knows paper doesn't always hold up the way we'd like it to. It does hold up better than, say, microfiche, but we need to figure out a better way because as we found when the city did its building assessment and the architects were going through a lot of the plans for just the city facilities, that the plans, while they are kept as well as they can be, are deteriorating. And that we're not being good stewards of what we're supposed to have. We're keeping them, but we're not keeping them in a way that they're going to be here in 100 years. Added to that is that they are being stored in our historic fire hall, and if there is ever going to be a plan or we want to use that in a way that's not just a storage facility, we do have to figure out where we're going to store the stuff. So both of these things came together, and the thought was let's go forward and see if we can get all of these plans scanned, and since we have to keep them for forever, after all the documents are scanned, our IT coordinator, Stan, I always butcher his last name, Lysica, sorry. Never works out right. He has talked with other communities as far as what kind of scanning program or software we're going to have, so that if you want to come and view documents instead of waiting 2 days for us to go find it in a box and coming down and looking at very dusty plans, you'll be able to view it on a public monitor. And we'll have to figure out a way to communicate if you wanted copies of that, since we don't have a plotter that can do that, how we would communicate with Kinko's. But that's all stuff that's doable. The first part is to really get them on a DVD. So we we went out for bid. We had a mandatory pre-bid walkthrough. So we had a number of companies that came, asked questions. We all went upstairs and looked at all the boxes. They took pictures of all the boxes, looked through them to see what size the documents were. had a number of questions, and you have those in your packet of the different questions that were asked. We did receive 8 bids. 3 were within budget. DataBank IMX was the lowest bid. They do ongoing work for Pittsfield Township, and the Pittsfield Township clerk had very good things to say about them. And I know Stan has also been in contact with their IT person as far as how they manage the software and manage access for that. So we are recommending. I spoke or emailed our contact, Chris, at DataBank, and because I know the question is going to be, when can they get started? And I was told pretty much tomorrow. So once we get a contract to them, which the city attorney's already looked at, and I've sent to them, we'll be able to move forward. Hopefully the trucks will roll in this week.
Very good. Are there any questions for Ms. Vanson on this? Councilmember Kideckel.
More of a comment. Thank you, Ms. Vanson. Having been involved with this type of work for the last 3 months on a daily basis, more and more companies are going this way. It's safer in case of fire or water damage. It's always going to be there, and as I said, more and more companies are headed this way for not only saving for space, but for their safety too.
Right.
Security. Thank you.
Right. I understand Huntington Woods. I have not corroborated this with Huntington Woods, but I did hear that a number of their plans were stored in the basement, and after the August flood event, I guess a lot of records were lost. So.
Very good. Anything? Councilmember Stedman.
Okay, this isn't clear to me here. All of the plans are going to come back to us, and
Yes.
we're going to keep them
For a period of time
For a
until we
period-
can make
just a
sure
period
that
of time.
everything's done, and the thought was we would be able to store them here rather than bringing them back upstairs. And once we do some quality control and make sure that everything, because mistakes happen, right? We're all human.
Everything's working.
And make sure they did everything.
Right.
So we'll do a few random tests and make sure everything got scanned the way it was supposed to, and then we'll be able to, and we have to shred them in accordance with,
Okay, that's what I was
practices
wondering.
that Annette, our city clerk, tells us we have to shred them appropriately.
Councilmember Blanchard.
Thank you, Your Honor. What's the time frame for completion of all of the scanning?
They asked that, and I would imagine it would not take very long once they have all of it. What I had told the folks that came to the pre-bid meeting is that it was budgeted for this cycle, so if it did take time for them to fit in between, that wasn't a problem. However, if we got a FOIA request for plans, we would need to communicate with them, and they would need to get us copies of that. So I did not ask the completion. I did ask when they could start, though.
I was just wondering about the security features of this whole scanning operation. We have to keep those documents and now the electronics in a secure way so that
Yes.
they can't be hacked. Is that all taken care of in the process? I
Yes.
see our IT man nodding back there. Very
Stan
good.
has our back,
I
yes.
assume that would be the case. Very good. Mr. Sesson.
Just a quick question to Ms. Vanson. Are there any, I'm pretty sure, but are there any specific documents that perhaps will have some sort of historical or significance that we may wish to perhaps even give the historical committee or something like that?
That's a good point. The historical committee, once we've ensured that we have all the documents scanned and we can access them, they may want to have, say, the fire hall, because they're old blueprints. They're like the old blue blueprints that are kind of neat. You don't see that too often.
Thank you. Let's make sure that we do that. That's so important.
Certainly.
Councilmember Baker.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Ms. Vance, thank you for bringing this together and bringing it for us tonight. I appreciate the dialogue here just about all the questions that I was planning to ask have already been covered, which is great, including the point about the opportunity for the historical committee to selectively preserve and promote those original artifacts, knowing that the digital copies are safe, secure, and available as well. So I'll just direct my comments more to the price here. I have as well seen these kinds of adventures undertaken in different settings, and this is a really good price. What we've been quoted is actually exceptional from in the professional world to see this caliber of quality for this quantity of material in this kind of time frame. I think is remarkable. So congratulations, the process is working, and as we get a chance to work with them, yep, knock right here, as we get a chance to move forward with this and see what happens as part of the process, I'm looking forward to the results.
All right.
Thank you. Mr. Sessom.
Just want to make sure the City Council understands this. That's very clear. The Planning Department will be the first. Obviously, we'll go next, maybe perhaps to the City Clerk or to Public Safety. So this matter will be brought to you later on.
Subsequent phases. It's good to give it a try. It's an important collection of materials that will be scanned, and then based on the progress and the results and the quality of the materials, the nature of the partnership that we have with them, then we can assess continuing through the proper channels to get the right types of quotes and move forward again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Very good. Then, Ms. Boucher, would you please call the roll on M6415?
Turbrack,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Blanchard,
Yes.
Reckel,
Yes.
Stedman,
Yes.
O'Dwyer.
Yes. And now, Ms. Boucher, would you please read item number 4?
Motion number M6515, matter of authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with K&C Landscaping to serve as the city's nuisance snow removal contractor.
Is there a motion to approve M6515?
Move to approve.
Move to approve by Councilmember Kudekel with support by Councilmember Stedman. Mr. Sessom.
You know, Council, this matter comes before you at least once a year. I know it depends on when the contract is up.
It
so
never
maybe not
has,
this one.
actually. This
Is this
is
the first time for
new.
snow?
We're
Oh my God, I thought this is the
proud.
second time.
No, it's snow that comes
It's
every year.
snowing. Forgot about that. But this is important, when we have to deal with grass and weeds.
Yes.
We also have to deal with snow, and this is done in accordance with our city ordinance. So again, this is a very important item. I know that our code enforcement officers will work very closely with them, and whenever there is a nuisance or a business, because this applies primarily to businesses, then we have a contractor that we can contact, and then he can assist us with this endeavor. Again, I'll turn it over to Ms. Vanson to explain a little better.
No problem. Yeah, as
Thank
I
you.
sort of morphed in my first paragraph, I noticed two sentences or thoughts together, and probably the phone rang too, and then I moved on. Oxford Park Towers and business properties are the only ones that are mandated to clear snow from sidewalks in the city of Berkeley. We don't require single-family residential or low-rise apartment buildings to do that. We do have maybe a handful of business properties that chronically do not shovel their walks. And even though we do send out a letter every fall reminding everybody they need to do this, it's the same 5. Typically, we've had Public Works do this. They're busy shoveling or plowing the streets, and by the time they've finally gotten enough rest and can come back and clear the sidewalks, it's been a number of days that have gone by, and by that time it may have iced over, and it really is an issue. So we thought we would try this and see how it works. We had one bidder, K&C Landscaping, and that submitted a bid, and we're thinking it will work similar to grass and weeds. We do still have money in the grass and weeds budget because for whatever reason, either people are mowing or the prices were low. So we do have money available in that line item. I did speak with the finance director about that. He may be coming back to you to clarify that it's for grass and weeds and snow, but it's not like I'm buying a chair with it. So it's sort of the same, along the same lines. So the thought is that this would be similar, it would be handled similarly, that if we would still send out the letters ahead of time, but if they have not cleared the walk in accordance with the law, we'll just send K&C out and pay them, and then we would issue a bill to the property owner, like we do with grass and weeds.
Very good. And that was the key point.
Yes.
We get reimbursed.
Absolutely.
That was my question. Councilor Blanchard.
Thank you, Your Honor. Number one question is, I see the price here, and it's per foot. Now, does that mean this guy's going to take a snow shovel and shovel one path?
No.
It's not. I couldn't define any place that it covers the whole sidewalk or covers the area that it covers. It's only per linear foot. And I thought that was kind of unusual. That was my first question. And the second question is, this is snow removal service, and we don't define in here where we're removing the snow to. The snow removal service requires snow be removed from the premises and placed somewhere else.
Correct.
In this case, the only other place, unless you take it away in a truck, is put it in the street, and we don't want that.
The entire bid document, which wasn't provided to you, but it does contain that they need to maintain, there has to be a 5-foot path, and that it cannot be dumped on the right-of-way. It can't be dumped into the street. So it does provide for where that removal has to happen.
I will read that again to make sure, but I'll tell you, this is the most confusing contract I've ever seen in my life. I hope you didn't write this. 10 pages to shovel snow. Okay.
Any additional questions? So, Mr. Sessom.
No, just a comment, Your Honor. I'll make sure that you do get a copy of the city's, or the RFP that we put together for.
I believe
for
it is attached. I did see that.
Okay,
It's attached at the end, so.
Okay.
I've only read it once, so I will read it again.
Okay.
Okay.
But you're comfortable at this point?
If that's what she says is true, yes. Yeah.
Okay, very good.
I have a question.
Councilmember Stedman.
Does that include when somebody has just shoveled their walk or drive or whatever, let's say a business, and they pile it up so high that you cannot see to turn onto major streets?
No, it would not provide for that. If that's the case, then code enforcement would let them know they need to, that it's a site obstruction, or even public safety would at that point if there's a safety problem.
Okay.
Well, I suppose it's going to be an issue within the next few months.
No.
No, it's not. Okay, there'll be no snow.
The paper said no, so they wouldn't lie.
Very good.
Papers said it.
Very good. If there's no additional discussion, then Ms. Boucher, would you please call the roll on M6515?
Baker?
Yes.
Blanchard?
Yes.
Deckel?
Yes.
Stedman?
Yes.
Turbrack?
Yes.
O'Dwyer?
Yes. Now, Ms. Boucher, would you please read item number 5?
Motion number M6615, matter of authorizing the Knights of Columbus, 2299 West 12 Mile Road, Berkley, Michigan, to conduct a Tootsie Roll Drive in the city of Berkeley on Friday, October 9th through Sunday, October 11th, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Is there a motion to approve M6615?
Move to approve.
Support.
Move to approve by Mayor Pro Tem Turbrack, with support by Councilmember Kideckel. Mr. Sessom.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This item has reviewed by our Public Safety Department, and they have no objections to this request. We have with us this evening our Deputy Chief Crum to go over this with the City Council.
Thank you, Madam. I have prepared a memo for this, and I'm not sure if it got in the packet.
I don't see it.
I didn't see it inside of my packet. Is it okay if I pass that out?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is a semi-annual request by Knights of Columbus. They position themselves throughout the city. This time they requested if they could be at 12 Mile and Coolidge, Catalpa and Coolidge, and on the north side of 11 Mile and Coolidge. They do understand we only have the north side. They've requested they collect between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. on October 9th through the 11th. I talked to Dan Irwin, who's the chairman of the Knights of Columbus, and he did advise that 100% of the solicitations are distributed to 6 different charities, all dealing with mentally impaired children. The 2 closest to us would be the Judson Center and the Arc of Oakland County. They did provide a federal tax exemption number of, it's on the memo there. And we looked into that, and there was, the only slight issue we had is that status wasn't updated on the IRS. We checked into that today. Councilman Blanchard and I looked into that and talked to Mr. Irwin, who advised that they have filed the paperwork. It's just not updated on the IRS's system. So all the paperwork by ordinance is turned in, and I believe that they are prepared to do this, and we do recommend the approval of this item.
Very good. Any questions for Deputy Chief Crum? Councilor Blanchard.
Just like to make a comment, Your Honor. This is the first one under our new ordinance.
Correct.
So we are holding even our local people to the feet to the fire so they learn how we do this to make sure that it gets done right. So we work closely with Dan Irwin, and we were on the phone with him today. And so we've just got to transition everybody else over to this new way of doing things so that everything is done correctly. And Deputy Chief Crum has done a great job so far.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very good. Any additional questions? Seeing none, then, Ms. Boucher, would you please call the roll on M6615?
Blanchard.
Yes.
Hidalgo.
Yes.
Stedman.
Yes.
Turbrack.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
O'Dwyer.
Yes. Now, Ms. Boucher, would you please read item number 6?
Motion number M6715, matter of authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Michigan Municipal League, MML, to conduct an executive search for the city manager position at a cost not to exceed $20,000. A future budget amendment will be required and expenses will be charged to account number 101-172-817-000.
Is there a motion to approve M6715?
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion to approve by Councilmember Baker, support by Mayor Pro Tem Turbrack. Mr. Sesson.
Mr. Mayor, I can't believe I'm bringing this to your attention, but I do believe we have someone from the Michigan Municipal League to discuss this matter with you. Jessica, thank you. Could you please introduce yourself for the audience?
No problem. Hi, everybody. I'm Jessica Reed. I'm from the Michigan Municipal League. I'm a program coordinator there, and I'm excited to be with you today to present this proposal, even though it's a sad occasion that you're going to have to be doing this. But as a council, this may be one of the most important decisions that you make, which is replacing your city manager. So the proposal is at the back of your packet. And this proposal was gone over last week on Thursday with this subcommittee that is taking control of directing this process. So that's with Council Members Blanchard, Baker, and Mayor Pro Tem Turbrack. So I can talk to you briefly about what the Michigan Municipal League offers and what we plan on working with Berkley on. And if there's any more detail you need at the end, feel free to ask, no problem. The Michigan Municipal League has been doing searches since 1998, so we do have a fair amount of experience in this area. Your facilitator, if you choose to go forward with this proposal, will be Kathy Grinzinger, who is our lead executive recruiter, and she was part of the conversation that happened last Thursday. So Kathy has a lot of experience. She was a city manager in Mount Pleasant, so she really knows what you all will be going with. She knows a lot of the city managers across the state, so she will take good care of you, I promise. So what we're going to be doing with Berkley is taking care of the selection process from start to finish. So one of the first tasks we'll have is sitting down with your community members, your staff here at Berkley, as well as you as a group, to talk about what kind of person is going to step up to this chair. That will be a roundtable format, a visioning process, and that has been directed to the subcommittee to come up with various committee members, and then we'll also be working with an assistant from the city manager's office to get those invitations out. We'll use those meetings to develop the advertising profiles, which we will then give to the subcommittee for approval, and then advertise out to as many outlets as possible. We'll take care of that full process. It's usually open for 4 weeks. And then after that, we will review, collect, and do some preliminary reference checks on the resumes. Then we'll share that information with the subcommittee, and the subcommittee will review the people that Kathy has screened. She'll share what she's found, and then the decision will be made on who to interview. The interviews will be done as a full body, as well as having extra steps, including tours for the candidates to go around the city, as well as an informal meeting with your public invited, so they can get to know the candidates one-on-one or in small groups. Then the whole council will be involved in the interview process, the formal part of the process, in which Kathy will advise questions, format, and any other questions that you might have. After that, there's also that process of selecting a final candidate. We have elected that there may be site visits where members of the subcommittee would visit the community that this candidate may currently work in, and then they can see firsthand how they act and how their staff works with them. And then any other closing activities will also be handled by Kathy, and she will always be on hand to advise you. The subcommittee is also elected to do a recruitment video, which will help in the advertisement portion, as well as press releases throughout the process at the critical points. So that's a very brief overview, but if you have any questions, feel free.
Are there any questions? Mayor Pro Tem Turbrack.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Jessica, for being here. Not so much questions, just some comments for the residents, about this process. As Jessica mentioned, Councilmember Baker, Councilmember Blanchard, and I had an opportunity to meet with Jessica and Kathy last week to kind of talk about how this would work for the city of Berkeley. As she mentioned, this is a critical decision for the city, hiring a new city manager. Certainly something that we are investing in to make sure that we make the right choice for the city. It's not just something that council is going to be doing. As she mentioned, we want community input. We want to get as much input from our residents as possible, and there'll be a couple of opportunities for that to happen because it is such an important move for the city. We're looking to hire somebody who's going to continue to do the great work that Jane has laid out here and continue into the future. There are a number of features, I suppose, that we are looking for, but as I mentioned, we want residents involved as well. So pay attention to the various events coming up. And the other thing is it's going to be a bit of a lengthy process. This isn't something that's going to be done in just a couple weeks. And there's going to be a national search, so we're not just looking just here. We're going to be searching far and wide to find the right candidate to be the next city manager here for the city of Berkeley. Our first meeting was very informational, and what was laid out by the MML makes a lot of sense to me personally, and I think to the other members of the committee, and we've reported that back to council how that went. And I'm very excited to begin this process. Not excited because Jane is leaving, but excited because we're taking the next step here for the city of Berkeley, and it's going to be, Berkeley's a great place. You all know that, and those of you watching at home, the awards we win, we've got a great school district, we've got a number of great things going. I'm confident that we are going to be able to get a number of very highly qualified candidates for this position. And I look forward to working with not only the subcommittee, but the council and the staff and the residents to help make this the best possible fit for the city of Berkeley.
Thank you. Councilmember Baker.
Thank you, Your Honor, and I'd echo those same sentiments. Well said, and thank you for being here to help kind of give us an overview of the approach that we'll be taking, the thoughtful process that the league has exercised so many times very successfully with other communities throughout the state. And indeed, these are rare opportunities to fill such an important role, and we want to do so very seriously and thoughtfully. And I was looking at the city charter the other day. I tend to do those kind of things, and just reading again about the role of the city manager, and it describes it's pretty dry language. It talks about the council shall appoint a manager who shall be responsible to the council. The manager shall be the chief administrative officer of the city government. And then it lists 10 functions that the city manager does. And we certainly will make sure that the candidate is able to accomplish quite successfully these types of things, but there wasn't particularly inspiring language. So as I looked at some of the more thoughtful commentary around the kinds of attributes that we were looking for, just to kind of repeat what was stated before, I'll quote the mayor here. He was talking about candidates that can continue the strong track record around sound financial management, excellent interpersonal skills, and a progressive vision for the city of Berkeley. And those themes, I think, will permeate through the type of candidates that we hope to interact with and give the public a chance to get to know a little better as well. So thank you for that. And again, thank you for all that you've done to help get us to this point here today.
Mr. Sessom.
Council, 14 years ago, we did use MML to help you all find me. So I think they will do an awesome job. They're a great organization, and I hope that they are selected. Thank you.
Councilor Blanchard.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just another quick comment. This MML has done this over 200 times.
Yes.
And some of our neighboring communities have used this. Oak Park, Ferndale have used this process. So this is not something new. It's a well-established process, and we think it's the right way to go from the committee. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else want to weigh in on this item? I think it is very important that we approach this in a deliberate, thoughtful way. And haste is not an issue. We do not have to have this decision done quickly. We want it done well, so that we bring to the city somebody who will be able to continue the path upon which we have embarked over the period of the last 15 years. Careful management, good relationships across the board, positive direction, and a progressive point of view, as Councilor Baker indicated. And we're very confident with MML. MML, for our residents at home, just hearing the acronym MML may sound a little mysterious. Michigan Municipal League. It is the league to which most cities across the state are members and subscribe to. They provide us a great deal of support in many ways, and we are very proud of our association with MML over the years, and of course Councilmember Baker's leadership there as well. So we're glad to have you, Jessica, as we begin this process, and we look forward to a successful outcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And now, Ms. Boucher, would you please call the roll on M6715?
Kadekel?
Yes.
Stedman?
Yes.
Turbrack?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Blanchard?
Yes.
O'Dwyer?
Yes. And now we come to the communications portion of tonight's meeting. And because I wasn't paying attention, Ms. Boucher, who's up first?
Councilmember Stedman.
Councilmember Stedman.
Oh. I have to get ready real quick. Okay, first of all, the Beautification Committee was planning an event to plant hostas on Coolidge Median this Saturday, but it's going to have to be canceled and rescheduled. So we meet again on October 14th, and they'll reschedule that date then. This is too late, but because it happened today, but I wanted to mention it because the Berkley Library, the headline is Berkley Library joins statewide initiative to save lives. The public library today, from 2 o'clock p.m. until 8 o'clock p.m., had a program to encourage people to join the Michigan for Life, Libraries for Life and Gift of Life Michigan. In other words, to encourage organ donors. And so they did this all day. I'm not sure how it turned out. I'm sure it turned out well. They do it because they feel that libraries are a trusted community location where people feel safe and good and, trust the people that are in it, usually know them quite well, especially in our city. And so anyways, they did that today. And congratulations for them taking that step forward. Okay, hold on. October programs at the Berkley Public Library. We have a couple here. This one you've already missed, so I'm not going to even tell you that. Origami Club, okay. Old Time Radio Theater, Tuesday, that's tomorrow. Many of us remember the power of radio to transport the listener to new places and times. Join us for an innovative program led by Jeffrey Lilly, Vice President of the Michigan Antique Radio Club. Listen to authentic old-time radio shows played on restored original vintage radios. Sit back, relax, and listen to the drama unfold in the theater of the mind. And to register, call the library at 248-658-3440. And the other one is an author event with Marty Jo Link and Susan Crandall. They will be this year's speakers for this year's WNBA, Detroit's National Reading Group Month event. The books, The Drummond Girls and The Flying Circus will be the books that they will be talking about. And
That's October 13th at 6:30 p.m. And that's all for those two. And the third thing is, this is from the Friends of the Berkley Library. They need people to sell books on Saturday, October 24th, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. and 4 to 6. They also need people on Sunday from 12 to 2 and 2 to 4. That's October 25th. And they need people to clean up at 4 o'clock p.m. on Sunday. And that book is going to be held at the library. And you can still donate, of course. They're accepting both hard and soft-covered books. So.
Thank you. Councilmember Blanchard.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just one thing tonight. The State of the City, put on by the Chamber of Commerce, will be on October 16th from 11:30 lunch buffet and a 12:15 presentation. And those who attend will get to hear our Honorable Phil O'Dwyer, Mayor of the City of Berkley, and the Honorable Ron Gillum, Mayor of the City of Huntington Woods, and Dennis McDavid, the Superintendent of Schools, telling the state of those three organizations. So it's very interesting. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to miss it. But my wife's going. She's going to take notes for me. So I hope everybody that's interested can come. They'll also be announcing the Best of Berkley Awards, which would be the Berkley Business Person of the Year and the Berkley Business of the Year. So those will be announced that evening. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Councilmember Baker.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just three quick things here. First, the city's Downtown Development Authority, DDA, their board meets again next week, and they will be continuing to talk about the ways in which they can preserve and promote our city's downtown area. And as you know from recent conversations, our work in the Robina intersection is a particular focus with the Downtown Development Authority to see how and what ways we could create a Robina Plaza. So they'll be continuing to do some of the work based on the prior meeting where we had with the traffic study and things like that. So that'll be good to see how that progress continues. I'd also like to echo from the beginning of the session the congratulations to the school district on their celebration of their 175th anniversary. There was a tremendous display and exhibit in just last week to help celebrate that terrific accomplishment. Exceptionally well attended, terrific support, and very thoughtful designs of displays and materials and information celebrating all the different aspects of our community and the ways in which we continue to help enrich and grow subsequent generations. It's fantastic stuff, and congratulations again to all the folks that helped put that together. It's absolutely fantastic. And finally, it was Ernest Hemingway once wrote, "There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self." Again, there is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self. And as I think about some of the decisions that we've had here tonight, in particular with the city manager opportunity here, those are the kinds of nobility that I know that Berkley can step up to that opportunity. Given the tremendous track record that we've had and all of the great accomplishments that the city has achieved, I know that we can and shall continue to move forward. As with leadership, and we'll be very thankful to all that Jane's done. We'll know that she's still our neighbor to the north here at Pontiac, still part of the Woodward family, so we won't be too far away for sure. But the work that we have here is going to be tremendous, and I'm very appreciative for the opportunity to partner with the league to bring their professional organization to help us make this degree of an important decision. We have tremendous people and the employees, the volunteers, the staff, the committees do great things, and to provide the right type of leader to help us move that forward is key. And when I think about the investment that we're making tonight in performing this search, I did a quick math here, and the investment, when you look at the $22 million budget that we're overseeing, we're investing 0.0009% of that budget to help us fill this important role. And so when I think of that, that's the best 0.009% I've ever voted for, I think, to help us create a decade plus decision. So thank you again. I know hopefully we'll see you in subsequent meetings and here and around. And what's that?
It's the last meeting.
This is your last one? Wow.
Last one?
Yeah.
Bye.
Wow, so long. Well, Jane, thank you. Again, I will just take an extra second just to thank you for the leadership that you've brought and helped all of us, as we've, those of us that have come on council since you've joined the city, you've helped guide us through the ropes to see where and how to work these things and be the best leaders that we can be, and I want to thank you for that. Good luck. We'll continue to root for you, and here's to helping the region move forward in the noble cause that which we seek.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Turbright.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too want to congratulate the school district on their 175th anniversary. That was tremendous. So many interesting things to read about from the 20s and 30s. Reading a lot of those things last Friday. But they're doing a fantastic job, and we are very lucky in the city of Berkeley to have such a well-performing, award-winning school district to go with a well-performing, award-winning city. So we work together very well. And you mentioned true nobility, and that applies to our new deputy chief, Mike Crum.
Yes.
Want to again congratulate Mike, and it was Mike's. Those of you who know Mike know he's such a hardworking guy, and he cares so much about this community and the job that he does. But it was great to see not just our current officers who tend to show up a lot, for any new officers and swearing in, but so many former officers as well that were here today, even officers working in other places right now, came to support Mike. Just shows his character and how excited they are for him. And we in the city of Berkeley we share those feelings as well, those sentiments. So congratulations, Deputy Chief Crum. Quickly shifting over, it's already almost Halloween. Can't believe it. Everybody, I'm sure, is picking out their costumes. I know we've been talking up here about what we're going to wear for Halloween this year with my colleagues. The Halloween Spooktacular Carnival is coming up Thursday, October 19th. That is from 5 to 6:30 p.m. You can get more information from the Parks and Rec Department. But again, the Halloween Spooktacular Carnival, Thursday, October 19th. And the Fall Craft Show is also coming out October 24th from 9 to 3 p.m. at the Community Center. Again, that's the Fall Craft Show, October 24th from 9 to 3. And I'm going to close with the city manager situation here as well. First, I want to thank Jane. You are leaving the city in great shape. That I can say unequivocally in terms of our finances, our budget, the people you've selected as directors. We will miss you, but you've left us in very good shape. And as my colleague mentioned, the investment that we're making in our city manager is something that impacts every function of our city on a daily basis. So it may seem like a large sum of money to some people, although when you put it in Steve's context, it is just a fraction of a percentage. But the impact that this decision is going to have on the city now and certainly moving forward into the future is not only critical, but it's exciting. It's exciting to be part of this process. And as I mentioned earlier, to have the residents and this council, and not only this council, but the staff, to all play a role in kind of deciding what we want in our city manager. All of the very important goals that Councilmember Baker mentioned earlier are not necessarily goals. The important characteristics, those are things that we are going to focus on throughout this whole process. We have an idea of who we want, and we're going to find that person. We're going to find the person that also wants to be in the city of Berkeley, that is the best fit for our community moving forward. So again, thank you, Jane. We certainly will miss you. But we are in good shape because of the work that you've done over the past 14 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Kadek.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A lot has been said, but going to be repeated. Friday was a great exhibit by the Berkeley School District. Finding little tidbits that the Berkeley School District is older than the NFL. It is older than the Nobel Peace Prize, the first Nobel Peace Prize. So little things like that. It was really nice. It was nice to see alumni come back from many, many years past, walking around. Followed up by the wonderful football game that they had, their homecoming. I see the state rep nodding his head. It was a nice cold evening, but the Berkeley Bears once again pulled through and they won. And they're, again, talked about what Berkeley's all about. The stands were filled with many, many, many alumni from years gone by. So that was great. The fire prevention open house was really good. I had a lot of chili. Don't know who won. Maybe Councilmember Blanchard could fill me in.
We'll have to ask the deputy chief.
Okay.
I was out of town. He was out of town. We'll have to find out.
All right. But it was very good. So I want to thank everybody that attended that. Congratulations to Deputy Chief Mike Crum. I remember when he first started here as an officer, and as been mentioned by my colleagues, he has worked hard and he has earned the position to where he is right now. Congratulations to Mayor Gillum. I happened to walk the Run Walk Boom with him in Huntington Woods, and I've been involved in other situations, and I know he'll still be around the community, but he's going to be missed as a neighboring colleague. I went to the, you heard about the meeting at the last meeting about the American Legion mortgage burning. It was really nice, burned the mortgage. They're really happy, and now they're working on getting those liens paid off. So congratulations to them. This Saturday, the VFW will be having a pig roast, October 10th. So for more information, you can contact them. This past week, we lost a very dear friend in our community, dear friend to me and a dear friend to the community. I worked with Joan McFern on the Friends of Berkley Parks and Recreation. She's a lifelong resident here. And my heartfelt condolences go out to the DeVries and the McFern family. And I'm definitely going to miss that smile, because whenever you saw Joan, it was with a smile. And finally, the lady to my left. We don't always agree. We didn't always agree, and we don't always agree. But we learned to work well together. And I want to wish you the best of luck in Pontiac. I know you'll do well. And if you do half the things you did for us, Pontiac will definitely be a proud city in the next few years. And best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. DeSessa.
Oh my goodness, it's my turn. You know, the city of Berkeley is a great city. You know, for city managers of today, not many can say that they have worked for the same city for more than 5 years. I have the privilege of saying that I have worked for the city of Berkeley for more than 14 years. August 20th, 2001, to be exact. I will always remember sitting in the city manager's office waiting to be called in for my interview. I guess I could sit here and talk about all the various projects that we've had throughout these past 14 years. There are just so many. But whenever I'm asked, what do you recall the most about the city that you worked for in the past? And I will always tell you that it's the people. It's the people. There are so many people to thank. And I hope if you don't mind, there are a few that I would like to personally recognize and express my sincerest appreciation for this opportunity. So please bear with me for just a little while, because I'm going to go back a little while. To the city council members who first appointed me, thank you. I learned so much from you. They included Mayor Mark Mooney, Marilyn Steffen, Fred Collins, Holly Martin, Daniel Benton, Robert Bailey, and Eileen Stedman. Eileen is the only council member that's been with me throughout these past 14 years. I think Eileen is an amazing council member. She's one that I can often call and ask for advice and assistance on various projects. So thank you, Eileen, and thank you to all the council members, but thank you so much. For the employees throughout the years, again, there's too many to name, but I'm particularly very pleased with my 3 assistants who I worked with directly day in and day out. And I couldn't have done my work without them. They include Mary Hughes, Teresa McCarlton, and my current assistant, Darshell Strickland Love. Thank you. two members of what I consider my executive team. And I'm going to name those in the past as well, so bear with me, Council. City Planner Amy Vanson, City Clerk Karen Brown, Finance Director Michael Tyler, Parks and Recreation Director Kevin Price, Chief Bruce Henderlight, DPW Director Rick Shepler, Library Director Celia Moore, DPW Director Derek Schuler, DPW Foreman Sean Young, Library Director Matt Church, City Clerk Annette Boucher, Finance and Treasurer Director David Sabuda, IT Coordinator Stan Lisica, our new Communications Coordinator Chelsea Humphrey, Judge James Wittenberg, Court Administrator Tammy Bonet, John Starren, our City Attorney, Tom Beal, our City Engineer, Michael Crum, Bob North, and of course, I consider my right hand, Chief Rick Eschman. The City of Berkeley is very fortunate to have each and every one of you on their team. And I could not do this without every single one of these individuals. They're all amazing. The City of Berkeley is very fortunate, again, to have these individuals. Of course, to all members of the city's boards and commissions, in particular, for me, because I was appointed by the City Council as their secretary, the Downtown Development Authority, Alan Simonian, the current chair. Of course, I'm not going to go down and list the names of all of the DA board members, but to each of them, thanks to their work, you can see much of the progress that you'll see in our downtown today. We worked very hard to get it to where it is today. Of course, the Planning Commission, David, thank you so much for your time. Again, you're one individual that I could always count on for advice and direction. To all members of our various advisory boards, beautification, historical, parks and recreation, Josephine, I'll never forget you as well. Thank you. You come to mostly all of our council members. I'm so glad you're feeling so much better. You're in my thoughts and prayers, and I'll never forget the first time I met you. So thank you, Josephine. Thank you for coming here. Oh, my goodness. To our current city council members, I'm going to miss sitting next to you, Ellen. Although we did argue quite a lot. But it was all in fun. It was very good. To Councilman Dan Turbrack. I'll never forget the first time I saw you. Oh, my. I thought you were high school graduate.
I'm in college now.
I think you were dressed in overalls, I think. Weren't you? You had just come out from someplace, and yeah, I remember. That's our council member. So young, so young. Of course, Councilman Blanchard, very tough, but very thorough. So thank you, sir. Of course, Tina is not with us, but of course she's another member that I look for advice and direction, and so thank you, Tina. To Councilman Baker, of course, I don't know how you do it. Your spirit, your enthusiasm. Thank you so much for all your work for the City of Berkeley. You're an excellent representative for our city, and thank you. Many of the people out there don't know all of the hard work that this council has done. They give so much of their personal time, and they attend countless meetings, all with very little pay, very, very, very little pay. They just don't know all the work that this council puts into, and I want to thank them for each and every one of them. Now, Mayor Dwyer, I've not forgotten you, sir, but I'd like to say that I've had the privilege of working with three incredible mayors. Obviously, starting with John Mark Mooney. He was the first mayor that I had the privilege of working here in the city of Berkeley. with Marilyn Stephan. Amazing individual, very dedicated, very passionate about working for the city of Berkeley. I've learned so much from both of them, and I will miss them. And of course, Dr. Phil O'Dwyer. You two have provided me with direction. You're someone that I know that I can count on. If I have any questions, you're always guiding me the right way. Although I don't know. When we go to some of the dinners lately, I'm not going to say any of the jokes that he has put me through. But it's an honor, sir, to serve with you and to attend many of the functions with you. Again, the residents of Berkeley will never know how fortunate they are to have someone as Dr. Phil O'Dwyer represent them. When he presents and introduces our city to other individuals, he does a tremendous job, and obviously his recognitions are known throughout our region. And sir, thank you very much. And of course, most importantly, to the people of the city of Berkeley, you have made a difference in my life, and I certainly hope that I have done the same. Now I'm going to leave you with a quote in honor of Councilman Baker. And I searched far and wide and hard. And the best one that I could come up with was one left by former President John F. Kennedy. Of course, he's someone that I admire tremendously. And he stated, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." Thank you to the city of Berkeley. I'm not that far. If I can ever be of any help, I'd be more than happy to. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Attorney.
Well, it's very difficult to follow Ms. DeSessa's farewell comments, so I'll keep it very brief. We look forward to helping in any way we can with the city manager transition. It is going to take some time. The interim manager, as well as the future successful city manager candidate, will certainly need some assistance, as will staff, and we will do anything we can or that the city council asks of us. Regarding Ms. DeSessa, I congratulate her as she moves up Woodward to the county seat, taking on some new challenges there, and I have every confidence that she'll accomplish some great things there.
Thank you, John. Thanks, John.
Thank you. Well, I have just a couple of comments. First of all, I would like to thank the Knights of Columbus for their Tootsie Roll drive coming up. The money they gather through the Tootsie Roll project helps a lot of people with mental illness. That is the purpose for which this money is dedicated. And when I think of that work that they do, and they go out and stand in the corner to gather little money, and then I read in the paper that the governor of the state of Texas says there's no such thing as mental illness, it infuriates me. And so I'm thankful for the efforts of the Knights of Columbus. Deputy Chief Mike Crum, I think our state rep was correct. He didn't get that job because of golf performance. But he has it, of course, because of tremendous dedication to his profession, and we're very proud to have him as the successor of Bob North. And then we come to the city manager. I will reserve my comments to the State of the City address on October 16th, other than to say tonight that I might also quote John Kennedy. To lead is to decide. And when you have to make multiple decisions, one after another, there are going to be many people who will not agree with some of those decisions. But the task of being a leader is to lead and to decide. And as long as we make those decisions in good conscience, with history as the guide of the value of those decisions, then we can sleep well because we have done our best. You certainly have done that for our city. We thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Support.
Adjourned by Councilmember Cadecle, support by Councilmember Stedman. Ms. Boucher, would you please call the roll?
Stedman?
Yes.
Turbrack?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Blanchard?
Yes.
Kadeco?
Yes.
O'Dwyer?
Yes. The meeting is adjourned.